Hello LHS and welcome back to the Advisory Report. Today is January 9th and it is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day.
Today's schedule is D, E, F, G, A. Before we begin today's announcements, teachers will lead in a salute to the flag and review the core values of Lincoln High School.
Hey, do you know what the core values of LHS are?
I don't know. The core values of Lincoln High School are respect, integrity, safety, engagement, unity, pride.
Rise up, everyone, and now for this morning's announcements.
Attention all juniors, the Prepare RI application for summer internships is live and active now until midnight, February 1st. The application must be completed in its entirety to be considered. For more information on this program, please contact your guidance counselor or the career coordinator, Mr. Kevin Callahan.
Spring sports signups will conclude Thursday. All those interested should sign up at lunch.
Speaking of sports, there are 2 swim meets this week. Thursday, both the boys and girls teams face Wheeler at an away meet, and Friday is a home meet at the McCall YMCA against Barrington. Go out and support your swim teams.
Boys basketball also has a home game today against Situate at 7. Good luck, boys.
And don't forget, there is a half day on Friday due to Exhibition Day. Good luck to everyone presenting.
Have a great day and always remember to be a good person. It's not that hard. Stay classy, LHS.
About what it is you do in general.
I am the program director here at Greenlock. So there's lots of different things in my job that I do. I do all of the scheduling of clients, all of the scheduling of the volunteers, and I'm also a registered occupational therapist, so I do therapy sessions throughout pretty much 5 days of the week. So some of my time is spent doing more administrative stuff, but the majority of the time that I'm here is spent doing more of the therapy. An assessment is done very similar to what you would see in a clinic. The PTs obviously do somewhat different things than the OTs and the speech therapists as well. We then try to find between what we see in their needs and what their parents would like them to work on. We create goals based on that, and the goals are something you would see in any clinic. They're not based on the horse at all. We're just using the horse as a tool. The biggest thing with the horse is the connection between the child and the horse. And then it sort of makes it more like it's fun and not like it's therapy, so they sort of forget they're having therapy, even though they're working on the same things they're working on in their other therapies, which that's, you know, a huge thing to do. And then we also do the different positions on the horses, sitting backwards, sitting sideways, up on their hands and knees, sometimes they stand up, all those different things. So those are all decided based on their goals. So the horses are mostly in pads. Sometimes they have a strap that goes around their belly that just has one handle. Sometimes there's 2, and then other times they'll wear a bareback pad. We choose which one of those we're going to use based on what we're working on. If somebody has a lot of balance issues, sometimes the two handles help them to feel more comfortable, but they also have to have a big range to get their legs around that, so that can be a hindrance there. The one handle can be good if they need a little bit more support, but we don't want them to go that wide. But sometimes we try to take it away because we don't want them just hanging on it.
Yeah.
So once they get strong enough, we try to take everything away. Sometimes they'll be in a saddle. Usually if they're in a saddle, it's for support reasons. The saddle kind of cups their back and their front and kind of gives them a space to be. That's very helpful for them. Sometimes they use stirrups. Often the stirrups are used for doing lower extremity exercises, standing up and sitting down. And things like that, standing up in a position to work their legs, because that'll help them do things like get up and out of a chair, or even just to have like their legs be stronger for pushing up to like climb steps or get it out of bed, get off a chair, all that kind of thing. But then they can also use them to kind of help them know where the middle is, because if their stirrups are even, then their butt kind of feels more like it's in the middle. So if they have balance issues, it can help them to be a little bit more confident. The different toys that we use and things like that are based again on what their goals are. So if they have goals for something like handwriting, I might start with the darts as a warm-up, because they're holding the dart in the same way they would hold a pencil, and then move on to writing. Or if they're working on, I mean, sometimes we work on things like kicking a ball, shooting baskets, things like that that are going to be, I mean, usually the number one goal of children have to do with play and, you know, interacting with their peers. So we work on that kind of stuff. We have puzzles. We have the basketball hoop. We have a dart game that is magnetic, so they're not throwing sharp darts. A mailbox, and then different, we have a little fishing game that's magnetic. So all kinds of different things that they can stop and do. And then we also do the different positions on the horses, sitting backwards, sitting sideways, up on their hands and knees. Sometimes they stand up, all those different things. So those are all decided based on their goals.
Yeah. So now, where do the horses come from? How are they trained, and why are they trained that way?
So there's a lot we look for when we're looking for a horse, and because we do both the hippotherapy and the therapeutic riding, it depends which horse we're sort of replacing in the program, exactly what we're looking for. But the biggest thing we look for is symmetry and movement, so they have to move the same way on both sides. So if we're looking at their hips from behind when they go up and down, you want to see them stay on that same plane, because if their hips aren't even and you put somebody on them who's working on keeping their muscle tone regular, if the horse's muscle tone isn't regular, then it's not going to help them. So that's probably the absolute, that has to happen, no question. They have to be symmetrical. The next thing we look for is size. I am 5'2", and I am an average height therapist for our facility. So we tend to like horses less than 15 two hands. We don't like little ponies so much because their movement is different than the horses. We like a pony with a more horse-like movement, so longer strides. It's just better movement for the therapy. So we usually don't do anything below 13 hands because of that. And then we look at temperament. So we want our horses obviously to be mellow. We like a little lazy, because then we don't want them to be excited about things. And then the training is also catered to the horse. They have to be able to handle all the different positions, all the different games. They have to be able to be hit anywhere on their body with a soccer ball without a reaction, because balls sometimes fly through the air. And they have to kind of be cool with yelling or crying, or sometimes when kids start, they're scared. Sometimes they get excited and let out a happy yell. So we kind of just make all of that happen until they're calm with it. Zen is an example who you've worked with. When he first came here, he had trouble with the balls. So we worked endlessly with the balls bouncing, playing catch over his back, playing catch with somebody sitting on his back, all of that stuff, so that eventually he was just like, whatever, ball, you know.